You want to learn how to draft your own quilt patterns? Keep watching and I'll show you how. The first thing we need to do is decide how big we want our quilt. I know I want mine to be fairly large, so I want it to be about 50 inches wide and about 65 inches long. It's going to be a big throw size. I also know that I want my individual squares to be 6 inches big. So if we do some basic math, we know that 6 times 9 equals 54 inches. And we know that 6 times 11 equals 66. So that's about where I wanted it to be. So we know we need to do 9 columns and 11 rows. So let me go ahead and sketch that out. So I went ahead and sketched this on graph paper. I always add a little legend so that I know these 4 blocks together equals 6 inches square. I'm gonna go ahead and color this in so that it's a little bit easier to look at. In order to calculate your final quilt size, you do need to account for your seam allowances, but it's fairly easy math. We know as quilters that we try to do a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Everywhere that you have a seam, you're going to lose a 1/4 inch on one side and a 1/4 inch on the other side. Each piece is going to lose a 1/4 inch. So for every seam, you're going to lose 1/2 inch. So we know here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seams. So we have 8 times 5 inches, or 1/2 inch, I'm sorry, equals 4 inches. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 seams times 1/2 inch equals 5 inches. So if this is 54 inches before the seam allowances, we're going to subtract this 4 inches, which means we'll equal 50 inches across. Here we know it's 66 inches minus that 5 inches equals 61 inches. So we're going to wind up with a quilt that's about 50 inches by 61 inches, as long as our seam allowances are fairly accurate. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll do a follow-up video to answer them. Next, I'll make a video on how to tell if you have enough fabric to make your project.